Welcome to our tour and review of a deluxe balcony cabin aboard P&O Cruises Arcadia. Before we get started, it's worth knowing that a deluxe balcony cabin is a standard balcony cabin aboard this ship. Deluxe merely refers to the way the cabin is configured and how its layout mirrors the configuration of balcony cabins aboard other Vista class cruise ships operated by the more premium Carnival brands such as Holland America and Cunard. A deluxe balcony cabin aboard Arcadia measures around 200 square feet, which is around 19 square metres, which is on the upper side when you consider the average surface area for a balcony cabin on a cruise ship is between 180 and 200 square feet. The balcony itself is a decent size of 55 square feet and is certainly better than what you get aboard P&O Britannia. However, it is only large enough to accommodate 2 reclining deck chairs and a small coffee table. Moving back into the cabin, the decor is very bland and pretty dated. P&O have not added to this cabin since the ship was built, and this is made clear by the lack of USB ports. In terms of power outlets, you have 2 British, 2 US and a European socket. So this cabin is adequately sufficient when it comes to power sockets, however they are all confined to the desk and you will need a couple of adapters to make full use of the power outlets provided. This cabin features 2 single beds, which can be converted into a king size, and you also have a sofa which can also be converted into a single bed if needed. This particular cabin also had a Pullman bed which comes down from the deckhead, meaning this is capable of sleeping up to 4 passengers if required. The beds were sufficiently firm but comfortable. You get a couple of bedside tables with drawers on both sides of the bed, and rather than having bedside lamps, you have a couple of reading lights fixed to the mirrored bulkhead which sits just behind. You can expect a double and single wardrobe complete with full-length mirror and a cupboard with some shelving. This is also where you'll find an easy-to-use digital safe, which is just about large enough to house an iPad and passports, but not much else. Above the sofa bed, you'll find a couple of decent-sized cupboards with some shelving. The remaining storage in this cabin is confined to the vanity unit and writing desk, which features a small cupboard with some shelves. This is where you will find a hairdryer and binoculars, which is a nice touch not usually offered by the mainstream cruise lines. The vanity unit houses a small fridge, but P&O Cruises have still not reinstated the minibar which you used to get before the pandemic. Being a British cruise line, you can expect the usual tea and coffee making facilities which are replenished by your cabin steward each morning. The vanity mirror is very large, and combined with the mirrored bulkhead behind the beds, they certainly make this cabin feel much roomier than it actually is. Unlike the newer ships in the P&O fleet, TVs in the cabins aboard Arcadia are not interactive and are very basic in terms of functionality. You can expect a handful of UK news channels, a film channel and a blurred video link of the ship's forecastle from the bridge. Bathrooms in these deluxe balcony cabins are very dated, however adequate in terms of upkeep and maintenance. All balcony cabins aboard Arcadia feature a small bath which at times feels marginally bigger than a bidet, and you have a delightful shower curtain loathed by all. P&O supply bathrooms with White Company luxury shampoo, body wash and hand wash, which is another nice touch for a mainstream cruise line, and it's one we hope that P&O continue and don't look to cut. The bath also has the usual washing line fixed to the bulkhead. You can expect a handful of shelves hidden behind the mirrored cupboard door, and next to the shelves you have a socket for electric razors and toothbrushes. Moving down, you have a wash basin and foam tap, and underneath the basin you'll find a shelf and a bin. In summary, this grade of cabin does the job. The decor is a bit bland and it isn't the most practical cabin we've ever slept in. P&O could have added USB ports and interactive TVs to Arcadia in the same way competing cruise lines have added such facilities to their older ships, including Royal Caribbean. The overriding positive of a deluxe balcony cabin is that it's comfortable, and if you are somebody that doesn't care too much about your accommodation on a cruise ship and you merely see it as somewhere to rest your head, you'll most likely be satisfied. If you would like to see a cabin that really did impress us, go and hit that banner in the top right hand corner now. Thanks for watching.
And lastly, a big thank you to our Patreons. Because of you, we can continue doing what we love with your extra support. If you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, click the link in the description below. In return, you will get extra benefits such as early access to our videos, behind the scenes sneak peeks, Zoom calls, Christmas and birthday gifts, and much more.